Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? This is the El Nino podcast. I'm Eladio Nino, and this is Real Everyday People. So, before we get started, I definitely want to send, a big recognition, to Martin Luther King. A brother who was a visionary, who had a dream, and I'm just really grateful, and I thank God that I'm able to live, and be able to fulfill his vision of what he had, of what humanity should look like when he talked about diversity and peace and being humble. So, he's one of my, one of the people that I look up to, one of the people who has inspired me, and his message is still relevant to today. And as always, I'm always practicing diversity and always preaching about about unity and how we just do better together. Also, today I'm officially an ordained minister, and I'm really proud of that. My brother, he asked me to marry him and my sister-in-law, and I thought that was such an honor. And not only that, but to be able to have that title under my belt, just really lifts the standards for me and my moral value, because I feel very deserving of having that title because of the way that I live my life. So I'm definitely proud of that. So today we got a good brother here, man. Brother with a lot of intelligence. He's got a lot of talent, and the brother is a good brother. He got a good spirit, got good charisma, and without further ado, this is my brother Zaza Juan, my man Juan. What's up, baby?
Man? What's up, man?
Man, definitely appreciate having you here, man, as a guest, brother.
Likewise, it's an honor, man.
No
from the
doubt.
yard to see you doing your thing, man. Remember I told you the other day, proud of you.
Absolutely, man. Yeah. Appreciate it. Juan is a returning citizen, as I am myself. And, me and Juan, we met in prison. We already knew of each other from the past. And, the time that we were able to spend together, it was definitely fruitful. We had some fruitful conversations. I got to know the brother. He got to know me. We got to build on some things. And, he's home now, and he's doing his thing. He's pursuing, his dreams in his life and in every aspect of his life. So, happy to have you home, bro. I love you. I see you shining. You're doing good, baby.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, tell the people a little bit about yourself, man. Who you are, where you from, where you came up,
I'm a Southwest Detroit native, man. For those of y'all that don't know, Zaza Juan, a.k.a. Juan. Everybody know me. Like I told, you had a cat on here not too long ago on my household name, man. It just is what it is. No, for real. Certain people just got it. Certain people don't. I got the charisma,
Yeah.
It just is what it is. But yeah, Southwest Detroit native, man. Went to school. Grew up like...
Talk to the people, Juan. Talk to the people on camera, baby. They
gonna
hear you.
I forgot we live. Nigga,
you thought we was just having another building session, huh?
Listen, I grew up adolescent just like everybody. Wow. Getting kicked out of school. School to school.
What about your parents? Tell us a little bit about your parents.
Not no parents, just a parent. My mother by herself.
Okay.
Nobody. Daddy wasn't around. I think I met my father when I was like 21, right before I went to prison.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did he live in town? Was he out of town? Like, what
he
was
was
the
situation? He was actually down in Mississippi.
Okay. All right.
But the crazy thing is, we was close. We was close to that side of the family. Like our family, like was close knit. Even though he wasn't around, like my grandma, we like her other siblings, her other kids she has.
Everybody's tight knit. Everybody's connected. Everybody's in touch. That's good.
It was crazy meeting for the first time. That was definitely was like an eye opener.
What'd you think about him?
To be honest opinion, I wanted to whoop him, like, for real. I ain't gonna be lie to you. But my grandma, I'm like, damn, I don't know him, so I'm gonna hear. He might got something to say. I'm gonna hear his side of the story, so I let him hatch out, let him hear what he had to say, and everybody got his story. So he had his reasons why he had to leave, and I felt like he could have reached out, but he didn't reach out. But that's either here or there.
Yeah. I understand, bro. There's a lot of us, who grew up in similar situations.
The main thing is, though, I forgave him.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, and with that forgiveness comes peace.
Yeah.
You know?
Because you ain't holding on to mirrors. That's just like when you're doing time. You're not holding on to that mirror and getting bitter about it.
And that's what I was going to say, because when you told me you had that feeling like you want to put hands on him, I said, man, this brother had animosity still in his heart. You know Absolutely. What I'm saying?
But you just like you said, you want to just release that, man. Just move on all good, positive vibes. That's what I'm
and you have to grow into that point. When you reach that point in your life, like you got to go through a lot of trial and error to reach that point in your life. You know what I'm saying? Like when I had reached that point, like, you know, I just wanted to right my wrongs. You know what I'm saying? I just want to get good with God. I just want to move forward in my life. I didn't want to carry no baggage from my past. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to come home and be no burden. I came home to be an asset, man. And I did everything to invest in myself to become the best. You know what I'm saying? And I've been home 20 months, bro. I'm just scratching the surface,
That's
baby.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, definitely we gonna get there, man,
this
for
is the tip
sure.
of the iceberg, man. And like I said, and that's crazy you just said that, like, on the asset, because there's no in between. You either an asset or you a liability, man. Flat out. You ain't no middle. For real.
Yeah, you know, it's a lot of guys when they come home half-stepping, man. They come home straddling the fence. Like, you got to have your mind made up if you want to be successful, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to know what you want to do and then be the best at it. Yeah. You know? So what was it like being raised by a single mother, bro?
You know, like I told you, we was kicking it, you know, just us just kicking it. As a mother, you can only do so much. Mm-hmm. So it comes a point in time where that's why it's a male and a female. You know, it's because that father presence is needed. Or you get to go on the outside, kind of like other influence and sources, as so to speak. As far as like you got that father like in-house, like hands-on with you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
When the child, like, always stressed that, like, with my daughter, that was the worst part of me going to prison, because my daughter, them 12 years they got missed that we could have been building and we didn't get to build, because you missed that them vital years that you missed. You can't get them back. Mm-hmm. You can't.
No, but you know, you can always move forward and start from where you at. You know
yeah, absolutely.
And I'm not saying that you gotta just ignore the past. You know what I'm saying? Because you definitely got to deal with that as well. You know what I mean? But it's just, I think, the big disconnect between parents and their children, you know what I'm saying, or adults and youth, is just that, you know, the elders always want to tell people what to do, tell kids what to do and how to do it. You know, there's a difference between being a boss and being a leader. You know what I mean? Bosses know how to tell people what to do. Leaders are living examples of how you should do things. You know what I mean? And it's the same thing with parents. You know what I mean? They have the responsibility to teach you appropriately, but you can't blame them, because sometimes they don't know no better either.
But my mother, she did. If you was to rate how she raised me, I say she did an excellent job. I'm a gentleman, respect my elders. The ladies love me. You know. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Guys that, you know what I'm saying, we click and get with, ain't gonna tell you now. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Gonna tell you no better. It's all love.
Do you have any siblings?
Yeah, I got 3 sisters, and I got a sister down in Mississippi I ain't met yet, but I'm going to meet.
Okay. All right. So you were raised by a lot of women then?
Yes.
Okay. So was that beneficial to you?
Absolutely.
Like, what was good about it and what was bad about it? Where, you know, like,
I wouldn't say nothing negative about being around women, because I learned a lot, and like, just, you need that balance. When you're not around them, that's when you off balance. When I went to prison, that was when I was off balance, because they taking me out of my natural order from being around your spouse, for real. When you're not around that woman present, that's why when you in there, guys, so to speak, they say they'll sell a dream because they yearning for that companionship. You know what I'm saying? You're not into, you know what I'm saying, some other stuff. But if you learning for that woman companionship, man, that's that you missing that. That's what you be missing. And when you get out and that make you whole, you be like, damn, you missing that. So I can't tell you, homie, that it was not negative about that. It was all positive.
And listen, bro, that's dope, and that's beautiful, and I love to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The reason I ask is because I've heard different cases where, you know, the women were so powerful and so influential in the boy's life. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, they missed out on a lot, you know, without having a male figure there. You know what I'm saying? They had a lot of feminine ways, emotional ways, and things like that. But
you could look at it like before I used to look at stuff different, but not looking at that, I could just say that wasn't meant for my experience to grow up with a father. Because if it was, it would have happened. You know what I'm saying? So this is my experience to grow up with my mama, and you know what I'm saying? Because how I see stuff now is just like ain't no like accidents. You feel me? Like that's why I always, like, you hear my music talk about like karma, because it's real. Karma is very real, and if you think you might have got away with something, no,
What male figures did you have in your life?
Few uncles, a few of my mama boyfriends, so to speak. Like you kind of like oh, I could, you know what I'm saying? I could like mimic that. I could be like that because you see like they doing like providing, like you like, all right, yeah, all right, I see that, yeah.
And it's just, man, you know, there's just so much to being a man and so much to being a father that we really don't realize, and we just really learning as we go. I always said prison was a place where boys become men, because, you know, we think that because I'm 21 or I'm 23 or I'm 24, like I know everything about being a man, and you don't, because I've seen so many young men go to prison who didn't even know about brushing their tongue. You get guys that didn't even know how to wipe their ass good, you know what I'm saying? And there was like, you know, just hygienic things. And, you know, just about being a man that you know, that you didn't have that male figure there to teach you about things like that. And
listen, but that's like common. Like you got, you don't even need no man in the house. You know, for real,
yeah.
For real. Some do. Hey, man, you already know.
And definitely, because I ain't making excuses for nobody. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, the struggle is really real, though. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Ignorance begets ignorance, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah.
So let me tell me one thing that your mother contributed to you. You know what I'm saying? As far as like, what's a lifelong lesson that she's contributed to you that you live by? You know what I'm saying?
She gave me really game of life.
The game of life.
Yeah.
Woo, that's cold, boy.
Because if you know, I can never fully understand how I don't think how female work, because it's like, it's complicated, but you get a better understanding, though. I can say she gave me a better understanding. She instilled certain things. And like I say, respecting my elders, they go a long way. You got a lot of people that don't even respect their elders no more, man. You know, we was big on that. You know, I'm not about to disrespect my elder or do nothing to them. You know, you feel what I'm saying, though? But now, you know, certain people disregard that. It's just certain stuff that you instill in them, that she instilled in me, that is just going to always be with me.
But you know, one of the things that I remember, bro, it's because, you know, it's so easy for us to just talk about, you know, the newer generations, the younger generations, what they doing and what they ain't doing. But when I think back on my youth and what I was doing, like my mom was always giving me the game, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I was a selective listener, you know what I mean? Like I only heard what I wanted to hear, you know? And then as I'm going through it in my life, I'm listening to my mom's voice, like my mom told me. You know what I'm saying? She told me to stay away from this. She told me to do this. She told me not to do this and not to practice that. So, you know, big ups to my mom, because she always did her best to navigate me and you know, according to her own knowledge and what she knew. You know what I'm saying?
But if you got to break, that's what I'm saying. The cycle, when the cycle got to break. If you do better than what your parents did, and to see that you didn't, you know what I'm saying, you didn't did that. But if you continue to go to the cycle, for instance, I have a son or a daughter or something, they continue, like, if they go down a life of crime, then I fail as a parent. Or if they ain't listening. But just like you said, certain stuff selective hearing, you'll be like, man, I ain't about to listen to that, but I heard that before. But you take, you know what I'm saying, take heed.
But you know what's crazy though, bros? I've met people who had stories like both of their parents were working all the time. You know what I'm saying? And they felt neglected by their parents just because both parents are working to give you a good life, and you really don't realize that you are neglecting raising your kids, you know? And I just, you know, you become a robot, you know? We become conditioned to just serve, to just do, to just work and pay bills and you know, and do overtime and pick extra days up and things like that. And then it's like, I just, you know, I always ask myself, you know, I never want to live with regret. And if I was to die tomorrow, what would I regret? You know what I'm saying? And I just never want to live a day of my life not sharing love, you know what I'm saying? Not sharing my blessings, not exchanging knowledge, not exchanging power with people. Like, I want to live my purpose, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's power in our conversation. It's people listening to us whose hearts we're touching, whose lives we're touching, who we're educating, who are being inspired by our story, you know?
It is. You got a story to tell, and people, it's all ears. It's like the U of M and PCAP and stuff like that. People are intrigued by, like, what a person been through, your hardship and strife. Like, they want to know. I'm telling you.
we here to talk about your struggle, baby, and I'm here to talk about how I relate to it. And one of the biggest struggles we was going through is living in a concrete jungle. You know what I'm saying? And you know, that was one of the things I admired about you.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
I was just having a conversation the other day. I'm like, she like, yo, like, yeah, we used to that breaking ramen noodles now, man. You got a certain type of bond, a different type of bond, man.
Absolutely.
Crazy,
you know, if you don't get your J-Pay, or you don't get your secure pack, and you know, all you got is your brother. You create your own family, you create your own brotherhood in there, you know, and you guys aid and assist, you support each other in any and every way. Sometimes I might need a stamp, you might need a noodle, you might need a hug, you know, whatever it may be, but we exchange love, we exchange power, man. We exchange principles, we exchange values, we practice our values.
You might need a couple fish. No,
you know, one of the things that I admired about you too is that you have practiced the Moorish American, the Moorish Science Temple of America.
I did everything in there. I did Moorish, I did Buddhism, I did Christianity, I did Wicca, I did Aryan Nation. For real, I went to everything. I want to know what people. I'm being dead serious, man. No, for real. And I want to know Hebrewism, Israelites, all that. I want to know what is this like? What is everybody on? And why is everybody divided? What make this religion so better than this religion? So I wanted to know, for real.
No, I understand.
And so
I can relate.
So I went and studied and looked and they telling me to do this. So you get with certain religions, you could take the good out of certain things, but the one that stuck with me when I went in there is telling me, just know yourself. That's it. Mm-hmm. Study yourself. Mm-hmm. Simple.
Listen, I used to facilitate that in my classes, and I used to be like, there's so many people in prison, just in life in general, who read all the time, you know, and they're very intelligent people, but they know more about somebody else's life than they know about their own. I mean, they'll sit there and read and anytime you have a conversation with them, they're quoting something out of a book or a story they read or something like that. But I say, you know what they missing is the fact that we don't realize we are all books. And we have layers and chapters and pages to our lives. You know what I mean? And I think it's really important that you owe yourself to get to know yourself. That sounded sweet. You owe yourself to get to know yourself.
We're going to give you credit for that.
Stop playing El Nino podcast, baby.
Give you credit for that.
We get philosophical, baby. Hey, like they say, we breaking down barriers and building bridges, baby.
Oh, man, say it again. Hit it one more time.
We breaking down barriers and building big boy bridges. For sure. We moving forward.
Forward motion movement, man.
Absolutely, man. And we do it with consciousness, you know. Follow our hearts, baby, you know.
But that was crazy, though. That was crazy going to the all Aryan joint. That was like, but they'll put you on a, you know, but you just get to study, and I was kicking it with it, you know, where everybody, you got to just get an understanding, that general view of how everybody feel and think. Mm-hmm. But, you know, not form my own opinion or whatever, like you said, or what I believe in, or, you know, and I just...
Can you just enlighten everybody just briefly about what the Moorish Science Temple of America is, maybe who they prophets is, you know what I'm saying? Just to educate them a little bit, and they're Muslim, right?
Muslim, Noble Drew Ali.
Okay, I remember Noble Drew Ali.
Before him, the brothers that was putting in work, Marcus Garvey.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
And what is the concept of the MSTA?
Just race pride, know yourself.
Okay. All right.
You gotta. He's saying, like, if you want to do something, anything, finances, or foremost, or they got it set up like you running like a government, so to speak. How the government set up, so to speak, in the United States. Mm-hmm. Okay. You got your vice presidents, chairmen, secretaries. Mm-hmm. You got all that set up, but it's a structure inside a structure, just like a prison. When you go in there, it's a world inside the world. Mm-hmm. Micro.
But see, like my I just didn't know. Like, I thought there was only like one Muslim, as I thought there was only one Christian.
Too. I didn't know. Yeah.
And then when I went to prison, we had the Melanics, you had the Moors, you had the Nation of Islam, and you had like just so many different, you know, chapters or branches of you know, the Muslim religion. And some had you had the Sunni Muslims, and some of them had, you know, different prophets or, you know, just different leaders in general.
That was a.
But it was educational.
I went there. I went there for about 90 days, about 3-4 months. That was crazy, because a lot of people was taking advantage of them brothers. That's crazy. Yeah. Wow.
So, you know, what was it like? Like, how much time did you do?
12 years.
12 years?
12 Years a Slave. I got that coming out too. That's coming too. 12 Years a Slave.
What's that?
Oh, that's the album. 12 Years a Slave.
That's what it's called.
Yeah, 12 Years a Slave. Absolutely.
All right. And what inspired that?
Being on that plantation for 12 years. What you mean? That's all it is. A modern day plantation. They got a song, brother. Absolutely.
Yeah, I remember everybody used to be like, I'm just a number, baby. I feel like like
they just not discriminating on like. But the only difference between back in the day, they got barbed wire fences up. That's it. I can't just run off. You gotta have itinerary to move around. You gotta play all that. It's deep, real. Oh, it gets deeper. That's another segment though. You gotta call me back.
But at the end of the day, man, you know that's gonna make you or break you, bro. Them experiences.
It's a mental thing. I said that. Listen, when you go through that, because people was asking how you prepare for that. You don't. When that brother interviewed me, and he was telling me you can't prepare for that. You just got to be you either mentally strong or you mentally weak. And the ones that mentally weak, they breaking forward, and they're sorry to say, be on med, all type of stuff. You never. It's a lot of stuff to go with that. People are like, man, what? Because they say that's equivalent to a car crash, being in there, being in solitary confinement, all that. They hooked up did the brain waves on that to see like what's the effects of that. They got a psychological effect, but it's all on how you gonna like handle that. Like you said, you either gonna make or break you, flat out. And
that's what I was gonna say, because you got brothers like us who have come home and are thriving. You know what I'm saying? You got brothers like Pat Bates. You got brothers like Mario Bueno, Richard Speck, Jose Rivera. All these brothers. Shout out to my dog Ruben Maldonado and Saginaw. What's up, boy? But you got a lot of brothers who are growing, who've been through a lot of trial and error. You got brothers who've been in and out of prison. You got brothers who did long stretches. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy Pudo. You know what I'm saying? He got out under the juvenile lifer law after 27 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a blessing, man. Ricardo Arias. You know what I'm saying? Like, them brothers had life. Like, a lot of laws are changing, man, and it takes brothers like us to come out here and to be in Lansing and be at the tables and having these conversations with them, bro, so that we can make change, and we already have been, you know.
That's why I said I'm for performing like apostles, man.
I've been at the table. We was at the table with Senator Chang. You know, they're asking us questions about how can we reform justice and things like that.
And getting stuff done. That's what that's about. And helping out, because they figured out now, like, we the best. You asking people that's never been locked up before. Come ask the person that's been, just like that's running the juvenile places. And then now they got people that's want to be, you did some time, you got experience. Okay, get some people that actually got experience that can relate. Cause I'm gonna be like, okay, I can deal with this child or this adolescent better than what you gonna deal with, because I know I've been through that. You ain't been through that personally. You ain't been through that. You just on the other side looking in, and that's, they finally like getting it. They need to get it together for real.
So listen, we're gonna take a 2-minute intermission. We're gonna get back and we're gonna catch up with Juan.